No.
Hello. We're absolutely dripping sitting here. Could the audience please open my office door just a little bit, just to let the Wi-Fi signal out a bit better? Thank you very much for that. Thank you. One of you, just one of you. Thank you. Thanks.
Don't all rush.
Well, good afternoon.
It's a bit different from a couple of days ago when I got stuck in a flood.
We are toasting here. I think it's about 24. I don't know. The car said 23 coming over, but I think it's about 24.
It's very hot.
It's
very hot. I'm waiting for the sun just to move a wee bit more.
We're under the fabled awning.
This is my
Sorry,
gazebo.
gazebo.
It's a gazebo.
It's a bit of canvas on stilts, but anyway,
It's a pretty cool
nice.
canvas on stilts.
We're just about to get into the shade, I think so.
And when it's raining, it looks like blue sky.
Indeed. Just whatever. Right. We are sorry we're not at the Gin Company, and if you're going to host us in the future, hopefully you will. Think about it. We checked out the broadband speed. We do need a lot of upload speed because we're obviously uploading to the internet live. So what that means is we have to have fiber optic. We can't rely on just a good broadband signal. So I went down there yesterday, checked it out, and unfortunately, it's just a bit too slow. So. So we're here outside my shop, which has been a little bit hectic this afternoon because we've had jumble sales and everything else, and audience has just turned up. And
There's still a beautiful Michael Kors jacket to
there
go.
is.
Bargain.
You could buy one of those. One of you could buy that. Maybe one of you from the fourth row in the back there. But we did manage to go to the Gin Company today.
That was rather nice.
Didn't take much persuasion, did
No.
it, really? And we have about a 9-minute video to show you, and then we have another bit of video we'll put on during the week of what happened next, sort of thing. Anyway, good afternoon, Mark. Is that a can of special brew on the table? It looks like it.
No, it's Pellegrino. Tangerine and strawberry. But it's a fizzy one, so yeah, I don't normally go for fizzy.
There's probably a double gin in it, right enough.
Yeah.
But
it's not as nice as the drink I had earlier. That was
yeah,
really pleasant.
we had a little sample of that and then worked out how long we've got to not drive. No, we just had a couple of sips, honest. But we had a barbecue at the house yesterday
We had a lovely barbecue.
with some of the audience as well. They came down, so yeah, it was a.
Until the midges drove us back.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was very nice.
It was lovely.
So we'll show you the bit of the.
Not the barbecue.
No, we won't show you that. The chicken was quite good, but we'll do that a little bit later. The gin thing a bit later. So
It's busy.
yeah, it's
Really
it is-
busy.
It is busy, but not so much in places like this because although the wine port's busy, it's you're either drinking or you're eating or you're on the beach.
I've never seen the beaches like this.
It's been
They're
packed.
so busy. It's nice in a way to see families down there with the picnics.
Yeah,
and the
but I think this is people that haven't been before, and because it's an island, they just think beach, and it's people that don't know about Standing Stones or Goat Fell or the castle or anything else. So I think they're concentrating on.
But the beaches here are beautiful.
Yeah, I know they are. I'm not saying they're not. I said that's why. I think that's why, and it's only till they start recurring trips over here that they'll think, oh, must be something else to Arran, and that's when they find out all the other neat stuff that we've got. So.
Oh, when you get weather like this, the sea's where you want to be.
Yeah, it
really.
helps. We haven't had weather like this since the spring.
Not since the beginning of lockdown.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, I'm just going to check
So
something.
schools are back.
Yes, okay.
This week?
Schools are back on Wednesday in Scotland, and the teachers are saying they look forward to the week after. I've had that from 2 or 3 of them. They're not looking forward to the first couple of days. We've got quite a lot of sorting out to do at the schools. I don't even know whether Carter knows what subjects he's doing. It's so late in getting the stuff through
I
from
think
North
when they get
Ayrshire.
there, they'll
So
sort it. They'll probably have a big meeting. They'll sort it all out. What's the general mood? I mean, are people quite?
I think the kids are all looking forward to going back, but they've all said to me, the ones that I've spoken to are all saying, well, we'll probably get looking forward to going back until about the third period, and then we'll we'll want another
That's
6
normal,
weeks
isn't
off.
it? That's quite
Well, yeah,
normal,
it is, but
yeah.
I think sadly that actually might happen, but we'll just have to see what happens at this part of Scotland. Let me just say a couple of hellos here. Lucy Urquhart Dixon, hello. Charles, I didn't get to go outside last week. Well, Charles, if you want to sit outside anytime you like, we'll stay inside if it's raining and you can sit outside. That's fine by me.
We're cooking out here, Charles.
We are cooking.
really
We're
are.
suffering today. We've had to protect all the gear because it's just going to be too hot.
Yeah, we're outside it.
And Jan Davison is also saying, can't remember ever seeing so many people at the beach at Kildonnan as there are today. So
Is that, do you think, because there's less places, a few places open, or they're not taking as many people? So they've looked, when people come over, they're looking for other options of things to do.
Well, I do think this is new people to the island that don't know what else we've got, and don't know that goat fell's a thing, you know.
It's a big thing, just up
It is a
there.
big. That's what I said to somebody the other day. He says, "Where's goat? Where do we find goat fell?" And I said, "It's up there. You can't miss it." You know? But no, I think that's what it is.
For those of you who don't know, we're right on the start of the path to go to Goat Fell, aren't
Yes, yeah, right here. Yeah, and we've got the breweries open as well, and there's people bringing out cold beers.
we? But you need to go past the deer fence.
People bringing out cold beers. Thanks. So that's good. But yeah, we're right here. It's been quite a busy week, but certainly the tourists are here en masse the weekend.
So the ferries must be coping then.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there really.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I don't know what the latest is.
What else is in the banner?
They're retaining the wall at Pern Mill. It's obviously falling down. That was at the headline news. Is about the Pern Mill seawall and the road disappearing, or potentially disappearing.
Is that because there's too much traffic? Is it more traffic that's causing
It's
that, or is it just a natural erosion?
It's just erosion.
Hmm.
Was it pressure and time? That's all it takes. Pressure and time. Where was that? Shawshank Redemption, wasn't it? I hope I make it across the border. That was that's what's happening in Pern Mill. They're also saying that the Arran firms could salvage a third of the island tourist trade. I'm not sure we can be that positive,
No,
but
maybe some of them. But
some of them maybe. Certainly not others. We'll see what happens with. It's really weather dependent, I think, with this, and it will also obviously be affected by any resurgence of coronavirus. And we have, as on page 4, we have been free of the bug for 100 days, 100 and something now, which
over
is good.
100 days, yeah.
I
think people are being very sensible about it. They're wearing masks. They're using the
or buffs.
or buffs. Oh, we
Or
do.
buffs.
We do have. We've got to do. We were meant to have.
Did we have all these on last week? I can't remember. I don't think we did.
No,
we?
I don't think we had them.
I think they arrived on Monday.
These are really good, and they work as a face mask as well.
It's a face covering. It's not
Well,
the
face covering. Well, face
yeah.
covering.
It's
face
just
mask,
but they're going to work.
But they're nice
so.
and bright and colourful.
Yep.
They're up
Yep.
there, and we've got the mugs and cake-smelling candles,
Yes.
or candles smelling of cake.
It'll probably self-ignite on that table in the sunshine, but it's just
Yeah.
out of shot. Actually,
I might just move
we haven't
it.
really arranged it very well. We should have had it in shot, but. But anyway, are you picking out anything else in the band, or are you just sitting there listening to me?
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying this actually. I'm just looking. I noticed 30 years of the talking banner. I can't believe it was 30 years ago. I remember that kicking off.
Yeah.
But it's interesting actually, because there's obviously there's an obituary for Anne Hollingworth, as we said last week, sadly passed. And it's been a very, very difficult year for the family, because we lost John Hollingworth as well, who most people know through Arm Events and the musician who was round the island.
Yeah.
But in the banner this week we've got John Hollingworth Senior. Just he's a wee bit bloody in the corner there, but he's there
Well, it's a
reading
20-year-old photograph, isn't it? Or 30 years. 30 years
30-year-old
old.
photograph.
Well,
Yeah. So again, just wanted to say our condolences
Yeah.
to the family
In the audience.
in the audience.
In
In the
Just
audience.
up the back there, you can just make it.
Managed to get in the shade too. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was quite cool.
Excuse me for drinking. Mark Cox is saying, "Good afternoon. What a lovely spot to you found yourself to broadcast from." Well, are you? I don't know, Mark. Are you being funny here, or this is just to keep the bees away? 'Cause
You never told me about the bees.
that's why I've put that there. Because we've got buddleia and all sorts of stuff. We had a lizard running across the patio earlier on.
I missed it. It went under the car.
It went under my car. Yeah.
How big was it?
It was.
Every time I ask him, it's a bit like fishing.
No, it was that big.
How big?
I didn't catch it. It was just running under the car. If I'd caught it, I would have said it was like an alligator, but no. Liz McLean is saying, please give a shout out to the Wee Bay Strummers. Pick in banner, smashing wee kids.
Oh yes, they were doing a
Well, you've just read the banner from back to front to back.
yeah. There was a picture.
I do apologise for this. We should have been more
Was
prepared.
here. There we go. Fundraising.
Fundraising at the co-op stores on Arran.
Some incredible costumes there, and there's the children. I don't
There's a
know.
man, there's a boy with his underpants outside his... Yeah,
He's
good.
Superman.
Oh, Superman, right.
Superman.
Good. That's good.
And the bass drummers perform their ukulele outside the store.
Okay. There you go.
There's so many things that the co-op do for that. They do lots of busking and charity events for
Yeah.
different causes.
Yep.
It's really good.
Yep.
Um,
So that's that. Thank you, Liz, for
and
reminding us.
thank you very much,
or-
Liz, for you know what.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's cake. Cake.
Have you got cake?
Oh, lovely.
Oh, it's the Dusty Specials. Thank you.
And no Dusty to eat them.
Oh, they're going to melt. Oh,
They are going to. Are you not going to eat any of this? Are
Thank
just,
you very much, Mr. Anonymous Audience Member.
They might be eaten before you. I would get in there quick.
That's right, it was melted already. We've got such a lovely audience today. It's one of the better ones that we've had, actually.
I was going to say, open the side of the van door if you want to sit in there if it's cooler. You okay?
This is one of those this is spontaneous broadcasts that we're doing. Just whatever happens. Yeah, take your shoes off. Fight yourself at home. That's it.
It
Yeah.
was really
God's
busy
sake.
earlier, and loads of people about, and they're all saying, "Oh, fantastic! Oh, you're going to be live," and they disappeared.
I know. We have actually got on the island because I always have to get a car mention in. We've got a lovely S2000. Well, I say lovely.
Is that the nice blue one?
It's the dark blue one. Yeah, it's started to get in a bit. But
I just don't understand why don't they pay the extra and get a roof with it?
the owner. It's in Macri if you want to trash it. It's the owner is a friend of mine, and he very kindly took Carter up and Carter's face when he came back after being for quite a while. He's not been in a convertible, and one that made so much noise. So that was really good. He was delighted last night. So we've got
I
some.
think he wants one now.
But we do have some nice cars around again.
Yeah, that'll be on his Christmas list.
Yes, there was a gorgeous old Rolls Royce here the other day. I won't tell you what the registration was because it's actually quite rude.
Oh.
But
What colour was it?
it was, I don't know. It was on. Well, they're all the same, aren't they? They're sort of dark metallic, nondescript things. But it parked in the co-op in the Wineport car park here. So yeah, thank you, Liz, for that. I think that's reference to wine that we've acquired. Not now. What's that? Right. Mark Cox is saying sounds a rowdy lot. Well, they've been all right.
They're okay. We've got the
They've been
bouncers
all right.
along the front just to make sure they don't rush us. At any,
Just in
when
the pit.
they
yeah.
come for the game.
Mark's co-friend of some of our audience members. So I'll see you soon. Actually, I think guys, you're due up fairly soon. So, do you want to do? Should we do the gin thing?
Yeah, let's do the gin.
The gin thing lasts for 9 minutes. We're going to link it into live, so I'm going to flick these microphones off for 9 minutes, and it does give you an insight into what's happening at the gin place just over the road here, and it's quite interesting.
It's
Isn't
a terrific venue.
It's a lovely venue. It actually brings back a lot of memories for me because it used to be the craft workshop where Richard Leclerc had his stained glass studio
Did they not have the clear beehive as well in there? Was that where they used to have the nature centre? And they
think
had a
so.
they had
Yes, I think
a
so.
beehive that had a glass side, and you
Yeah.
could sit and watch what was going on in the hive.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Well, Richard and I we'd be on the floor with all our drawings of church windows and university windows of stained glass, and we'd do all the big templates on the floor, and then he would go around and get all the lead out for it all. And it's just, but sadly, he's no longer with us. But
I do.
so,
I've got a beautiful piece. I got a piece for a memorable birthday.
But
He
it's-
did an etching. He did some
Yeah.
beautiful work.
But it's made a very, very nice venue for what these guys are doing. So we're going to show you that video, and we'll be back in about 9 minutes.
Hi, we're at the Claddock Beach House, and I have George Grassi with us and Stuart Fraser, and they're going to tell us all about what's happening down here on this glorious day.
Welcome,
Stuart.
welcome guys. It is a glorious day. It's always a glorious day
Yeah.
at the Claddock Beach House. This is the new home of Arran Botanical Drinks, which is Arran Gin, Arran Cassis, and whatever else we're going to be making here.
Wow, that sounds like an awful lot of work. So how did this start?
Well, two businesses really, the Bay Stores and the Bakehouse. It's two guys coming together to try make gin. You know, Bay Stores is a shop where we were selling a lot of other people's gin, and George in the Bakehouse is foraging and looking for great ingredients for his bread. So a couple of years ago we got together and decided, let's have a go at this.
So where do you find the time when you're making bread and foraging and?
It's one and the same thing when you develop tastes and recipes. Really, you're always able to squeeze in some preparation of a plant, and then you can turn that into a drink, or you can turn it into a bread. So you can actually develop quite a lot of good ideas. Bringing that into a product obviously takes an extra leap into distilling or macerating in bigger sort of vessels, physical spaces, hence having to have a production space, which is what we hope to be able to expand on here.
So are we going to see a gin bread?
Well, I've thrown it in a few different desserts and pastry creams. It works really nicely to cook with. It's not something I've emphasised much, because I think it's great just to have people drinking it to start with, but it does work with food. It's got such huge flavour that it behaves like a kirsch or even a good sort of brandy in certain circumstances. It has potential culinarily.
Good. It's a fabulous venue. I mean, I'm looking out this way, and we're right on the shore.
We're literally on the beach, yeah.
It's fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
And in the winter, I imagine it's really nice with your stove lit and it's cosy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year-round place. The idea is right now, in the heart of the summer, when we've got a nice day, let's get people outside and enjoy what we've got here, which is the view. You know, it's a spectacular spot to sit and enjoy a gin and tonic. You know, and in the winter, we can make it cosy. We can get the fire on, and it's fun. It's informal. It's not really like any other drinks production space.
It's also it's a lovely size and comfortable venue for small functions or private parties. So
yeah, that's the goal. We're going to try and it's going to be a multidisciplinary space. We've got in here shop up at this end, and then a bar here. We're going to do our tastings in this kind of lounge area, and then we've got outdoor seating as well, which has been really good within the COVID environment, trying to keep people safe and outside. Production room is next door where we're making our drinks, and then this space here, this kind of lounge space, can turn into an events room. We can move the furniture out of the way, we can bring in groups, we can do different things.
It's a great space. It's a really good space.
Well, it's not too precious, and that allows anybody that comes here to own it a bit, because it doesn't feel like somebody else's idea. It's a kind of mishmash of different businesses that have existed here, and it's got different ideas within what we're doing as well. So people pick and choose a bit more of how they experience it and what they're talking about.
It's got a very relaxed atmosphere. I love this. It's really lovely. So if people come in, what are they going to ask for? Are they going to ask for cocktails, or what's the
main thing we're trying to do in here is production. We're trying to make drinks. So effectively, we've got two rooms. We make drinks in this room, and then we serve them up to you. in this room.
Mm.
It's quite a simple model. It's not a bar. You know, we're definitely not looking to be a bar. There's plenty of good bars. So we want to be a place where you come and experience the botanicals and the process for the drinks that we're making, and then we'll make you a nice cocktail and serve it up to you here. So it's really simple. You know, there's not a lot of places on Arran that are doing cocktails, so we wanted to try and do something a little bit different. We've got Craig on board, who's really experienced cocktail barman, and George is going to be more focused on the recipe development and the production side, and I'm going to be more in charge of the hospitality and the events and all of that. So it's quite simple, it's quite low key.
I know you probably don't want to hear this, but as a driver, who usually is a designated driver, are you going to do mocktails as well?
Yeah.
That's important. We did it yesterday for someone. We're going to be doing some takeaways as well, so we can actually give you a little bottle of either a cocktail or a little...
The one for the road, literally.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Don't drink it in the car.
No.
But
that's a lovely
we can do
idea.
that.
That's such a nice idea, because so often you go out and you're thinking, oh, I'd really like to have had some of that, and you
Yeah.
can't. That's a fantastic idea.
So that's probably a kick on from COVID experiences. People are engaging with those ideas a bit more.
Uh-huh.
The other thing that we're also going to have is lots of different non-alcoholic preparations that we work with in the lab, and any one of them can turn into the soft drink or the juice that people are going to choose instead of Coke or alcohol. So you know,
That's
we're
fantastic
going
news.
to be producing these kinds of things all the time. We've got seasons. We've got many botanicals, all of which are ready to just get used in new ways. And we've only just scratched the surface so far with the gin and the cassis. It's
exciting.
It's not everything that we can get out of these places.
I was going to ask, because I've got to speak up a bit because I'm so far from the microphone. Sorry. But gin's a massive thing at the moment, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of gins going on all up and down the world,
Yeah.
and it's what happens if that little market starts going in other directions. Are you able to go into vodka or you know?
Well, of course, that's the idea. You know, diversify the activities of the company. That's good sense. I mean, the gin is a landmark gin. You know, it expresses the place. Arran has a cachet, which means that it's probably going to be resilient to the bubble bursting in the gin phase and craze. But you know, we'll do whatever people like that comes out of our lab. We'll just make that and turn it into a new product, and we'll be able to run with whatever recipes are
So it's the demand.
flying.
If people want something, then that's where you go.
We'll
Yeah.
try them out
Can
on
be,
it.
yeah. I mean, this is not a distillery. You know, that's the important distinction to make. I think a lot of people have said, "Where's your distillery?" And well, we don't have one. And what this is a drinks lab, a kitchen, and we're making a lot of different things. You know, the juices that go into the cocktails, we're making ourselves.
Oh wow.
The garnishes are planted here, so if you want a sprig of mint or rosemary in your drink, well, we'll go out and get it. We're planting it in the garden. So Arran Botanical Drinks is the new name for the company, and that means anything interesting that's growing on the island, we'll take it and use it in a drink.
Put it in a drink.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What about food? Are you going to offer any kind of food, or is that
We're not going to
the
make
way in the
foods-
future?
Yeah, we're not going to make food here, but we had a really successful time in the summer with pop-ups and using some of the local food truck vendors.
Ah yes.
So we had the
that's-
Chai Caddy and the Arran Supper Club and the
Thai.
Robin Gray was here, Mara want to come here, the new people at French Fox talking about
So
doing
you don't
something.
actually need to do the. You know, you can. That's
It's-
fantastic. You just
we'd
roll
rather
up with-
concentrate
yeah.
on our remit, which is to make interesting liquids, and then people who make food are going to want their own kitchen, and they've already done it. They've set themselves up for that business. They're really good. They're other businesses, so it's part of the circular economy. We get to push and promote each other. That's quite important. And they've got their own customers that they bring, and they get to use our premises to work. And yeah, there's a lot of good kickback between working with these different businesses. So it's not really our premise to start cooking here, but yeah,
Nice.
those are the talent that we like to draw on.
So are we going to see Craig? Is Craig going to make us up something, or?
Craig can make us something. He's just sitting out getting a suntan at the moment. I'll give him a shout.
Yeah, get Craig a shout.
You enjoyed that, didn't you? Right, the next bit. Yeah.
The next bit's even more fun.
Yeah, enjoy the next
Craig,
bit a bit
Craig
more.
comes in and mixes a cocktail. Yeah. This place is noisier than your garden.
It wasn't. If you heard a big smash of glass, that wasn't the gin. It was the wine port next door. During that, sorry, I just turned the microphones on about 2 minutes ago.
What's surprising me is that there's still a lot of people heading up the Goat Fell path, and I'm thinking
No,
it's too hot. It's too hot.
well, it's
this
not.
time
They'll
of
cool
day.
down. They'll just get midgy in about an hour's time, and they'll regret it.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, during that break, we had a break, obviously, and while you were
I ate a
watching the
whole
gin company,
sticky bun.
we stuffed ourselves with buns. We integrated with every member of the audience today, so we managed to get quite a bit done. Sophie during that said, "Oh, we tried Aaron gin and it's delicious." Yeah. Well, as they say, these guys aren't. They're not a distillery. They're not making the gin from scratch, but they've certainly got some interesting drinks and interesting formulas happening in their lab, as they call it.
I expected, I'm not a cocktail fan, I expected it to be heavier, but it was really, really light and very refreshing. No,
Yeah.
it was beautiful. But then Craig's a master at that. He's very good at
Mhm.
doing cocktails. I've known him for a wee while, and
Yeah.
that's his speciality. So the nice thing is, as it said in the video, is that if you are the driver, the designated driver, or for whatever reason you can't drink at the time, they've got takeaway.
Takeaway gin.
Takeaway gin or cocktail. You can take the bare ingredients that you just maybe add some ice and some tonic when you get home, and you've got the cocktail.
Speaking of takeaways, actually, we discussed this last night, that we don't know what's happening with the Chinese restaurant at the moment. That's one of the only places that has showed no signs of opening up.
Yeah, it's a shame actually. I'm missing
Their
it too.
their chefs went back to live at their house in Glasgow, and we don't know what's happening there. I haven't actually met them in the street, because normally I would meet them and ask them what's going on, but we don't know. So that's one business that we haven't really got an update on.
I think most of the other businesses are open.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
so.
reduced hours. Some are still on reduced hours, but
Yeah.
they're open.
I've not
Yeah,
heard
so
back
that's
from
good.
the McLaren yet either. I know some people have been asking me through the week, so we're just still waiting for a response from the owner about that development idea. Other than that, you had a little gig this week.
Well, it wasn't. It was during lockdown. Mick Clark, he's based in Glasgow, but he comes over a lot. Anyone that's been in the Douglas or Crofters, he plays over here a lot. Fantastic musician, and he asked if I would play a wee bit of harp on one of his tunes. So we put this together, and he's put a wonderful slideshow. He just went out on his bike, I think, with his phone actually around Glasgow, and he did a really cool slideshow that goes with the music. So I think it's quite smart. So I think maybe midweek I will post that. So keep an eye out for it. You can
And we'll have the
see
second
that.
half of the gin thing sometime during the week. You can find out what happened to Heather with the smallest shot of gin.
I'm such a lightweight.
Disgraceful.
Such a lightweight.
Absolutely disgraceful it was. Behaviour. Never
I
thought
actually
you'd-
just wanted to go for a paddle
Never
because
thought you'd do
the
anything
sea,
like that,
the
but anyway.
sea just looked so lovely. You're right on the beach.
We're building up something that actually. Well, never mind. We'll put it on in the week. But businesses watching, we have actually got prices for our services now. So if you do want us to go and do what we've just done at the gin company, we've got, we can give you a price list now of what we're talking about, and it helps to pay for. We've got some really funky wireless microphones, radio mics coming.
It will
And
make life a lot easier from moving about.
It'll mean that you don't have to. I don't have to keep saying,
Mhm.
speaking to that. It's they're just going to be clipped on, and it means we can go out and about a bit more.
And
So-
there's quite a few places now we're talking
So,
about going out and about too,
yeah.
which we couldn't do during lockdown.
So we're saving up for those, and that's why the merchandise is out as well. So that if anyone comes in and buys one of our buses, we've got money coming in, so that we can put straight to little bits and pieces of kit like that. So that would be nice if you can help us with that. You get a decent mug out of it, or a coaster, or a chocolate flavoured candle, as long as it's not going to melt.
Yeah, it seems
Um,
okay actually at the moment. Oh, I just want to lick it.
It's actually I've got half a dozen of them in my kitchen, and I come downstairs in the morning and you can just smell this chocolate wafting through the kitchen. Which
As long as
isn't maybe
Dusty doesn't eat them.
It's not the first thing you want to smell coming down the kitchen in the morning, but.
Oh, I
well,
don't think there's anything wrong with smelling chocolate
it's
first thing
usually-
in the morning.
It's usually Nutella if Carter's around right enough. Nutella pancakes,
Yeah,
which
that's-
Carter actually feels that Nutella pancakes are one of his 5 a day. So
Well, there's-
He's going to hate me for saying that now.
Yeah, I will. Definitely.
I really should not talk about him online. Anyway, it's like, is that going on Facebook? All the time.
Oh,
Oh, I know. I'm in trouble.
You're definitely in trouble.
Next weekend, might have my niece coming up, so
Oh, lovely.
maybe she'll
Come on the
and
show?
talk about working, not where she's working now, but she used to work for somewhere that you would have loved to have worked. She used to work for Hotel Chocolat.
Oh, I
Yeah.
could cope with that.
I used to get some lovely big gift boxes in the post. But she works for an accountancy firm now, so I don't think I'm that keen on what she's got to give me now. Here's a copy of someone's VAT returns. Yeah. Are we done?
Yes, don't know who the guest's going to be next week. I'm hoping,
No.
but I don't want to say until I've confirmed it. But it's a lovely guest if she will come on. I
don't
think
even know
that's
myself.
us.
I'm in the black too. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
keep it a secret until the last minute. Just
Yeah,
it's a
I tend
surprise.
to do that with about everything. Yeah.
Mm.
Right. We shall see you. Certainly, we'll upload a couple of stuff, bits and pieces in the week, and we shall be on usual time next week. Where will we be next week?
I'm not sure. Depends on the
Okay.
weather.
Depends on the weather.
Meanwhile, enjoy this because I don't know how long we're going to have this for.
7 o'clock, I think. Going by the forecast, but I don't know. It's looking sort of iffy all week. Right. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to our audience for the cakes.
Yay!
And
Hello, Cladach.
and thank you, Mark. Just a quick, nice one, folks, from Mark. And we've still got tourists coming down, looking hot and bedraggled. I don't think they'd appreciate us panning the camera around.
No, we'll leave that just
we'll,
now.
We'll leave them alone. Yeah. Oh, she's saying no thanks. So thank you very much, and we'll see you
See you next week.
next week. Okay.
Bye.